Well, America's going to be like this room, hot, if we keep doing this. So here's what I think. I think it's more likely the Taliban didn't know that Zarqawi was in Kabul than this lowers inflation. And why do I say that? It takes a lot of time to keep girls out of school, measure beards, and make sure no ankles showing on a burqa. So maybe they were just busy. The one thing I can tell you about this bill, it will not lower inflation. The same people who said the American Rescue Plan would rescue you have thrown you back into the water. We're raising gas taxes in the name of lowering inflation. He goes to Saudi Arabia to beg the Saudis to produce more foreign oil, and the response in this bill is to introduce a new tax on imported oil. In 1995, when I first came up here, one of the first things the Republicans did is repeal the excise tax on foreign imported oil because it hurts the consumer. It was at 9.7 cents. So this is a vampire tax. It comes back from the dead. But now it's at 16.4. Not only did they bring back a tax on oil in this bill that they used to have in 95, it's higher than it was in 95. So tell me how that lowers gas prices. So you don't have to believe me or any of us. The Congressional Budget Office, the gold standard, according to Senator Manchin, has said in 2022, negligible effect on inflation. In 2023, it could go up or down inflation by 0.1%. That's the CBO. Wharton says it doesn't reduce inflation, and Joe used to hail them. So who are we going to believe? The people who have looked at this or the same people who brought you the American Rescue Plan? I would just say this to my Democratic colleagues. To Manchin and Sinema, thank you for holding the line on the Senate filibuster. Thank you for doing some things to make America a less radical place. But you are going to be held accountable by your voters on this issue. The Democratic Party has one play, tax and spend. You show me a group of Democrats in any room in America and they're thinking about ways to increase your taxes and spend your money, and it is not working. So I would conclude with this. On the foreign policy front, the Biden administration is dumb and weak. They're undercutting a bill I have with Senator Menendez to help Taiwan more because they don't want to provoke China. We withdrew from Afghanistan less than a year ago. And now we know the leader of al-Qaeda was staying in a house owned by the #2 guy in the Taliban government. We have a border that Mayorkas says is secure, I say is incredibly broken. The bottom line is, folks, we live in dangerous times economically and foreign policy-wise. And every policy choice they're making, they delayed helping the Ukraine before the invasion. They delayed sanctions on Putin because they didn't want to be provocative. They're trying to back me and Menendez down and helping Taiwan because they don't want to provoke China. And when it comes to domestic difficulties, they're passing a bill will make it less likely people will invest in factories and equipment. The 15% minimum tax, according to CBO, disincentivizes investment in factories and equipment and capital expenditures. Gas prices will go down dramatically because the economy is coming to a halt. We're in a recession. This is going to make it worse. To Senator Manchin, they're supposed to pay you back on the continuing resolution. You're supposed to get some things on permitting reform that maybe I'll like. You're supposed to get some special deal for some pipeline in West Virginia on the continuing resolution to fund the government. I will not vote for a continuing resolution that is part of a political payback scheme. I will come up with ideas for South Carolina to help our energy needs. And if you put my provision on the CR, I'll vote for yours. Every senator should come up with provisions that would help their state, and ask our Democratic friends when it comes to the continuing resolution, let all boats rise. If they won't do that, we should have a continuing resolution that's clean. So, Senator Manchin, if you think you're going to get 60 votes to get the sweeteners that can't be done in reconciliation, you need to think long and hard about what you're doing.